Hello Mila, hello Jack, hello everybody else who's watching, and welcome to Storytime with Grandad. Today's book is from Postman Pat, and it is Postman Pat and the Big Surprise. It was a lovely morning in Greendale. The flowers were blooming in Pat's garden, and so were the weeds. Pat was up early. There might be time to do a spot of weeding before he went to work. "Now then," said Pat, "where did I put that spade? Here we are. Just the job. This'll soon get rid of those blooming weeds." Sarah was looking at the clock in the kitchen. "Just look at that time. Pat's going to be late with the post. Pat, you best leave your gardening now. Time's getting on. It's nearly 1:15. "Hang on," said Pat. "I'll be there in a minute. I'll just shift this." Pat was pulling at a big clump of grass. "Out you come. 1, 2, 3. Heave-ho, hup! Ouch! Oh dear! Oh, help! Ow! Oh, my poor old back! Oh, Sarah!" "Whatever's wrong, Pat?" shouted Sarah. "Oh, dearie me, what's happened to you?" "It's my back," said Pat. "It doesn't half hurt. I was just pulling this grass." "Here, let me straighten you up," said Sarah. "Ow! Oh, stop, it's worse like that." Sarah didn't know what to do. "Oh, I think I'd better call the doctor," she said. "I can't leave you standing there all day, propped up on the table." What luck! There was Dr. Gilbertson passing the window. Sarah waved to the doctor and ran out to speak to her. "What a piece of luck, doctor, seeing you. Poor old Pat's hurt his back. He can't move a step. Can you come in and have a look at him?" "Of course I can," said Dr. Gilbertson. "Poor Pat. We can't do with our postman out of action." "Now then, Pat, what have you been up to?" "Oh, doctor, only a bit of weeding." "Ow! Ow! It hurts. Just here." "Let's have a look now. Does it hurt when I press here? Ow! Sorry about that. You've pulled more than just a bit of grass. You've pulled a muscle. That's what you've done. You'll have to rest it. A day in bed and you'll be as right as rain." "A day in bed?" "Now, you must do what the doctor says," said Sarah. "That's right. It's the only way. But I'll give you something to ease the pain. Take 3 right away and another 3 at bedtime. Bye for now." "A day in bed?" moaned Pat. "What about the post? I can't just stay in bed with all the letters and parcels waiting to be delivered." "I know what we can do, Sarah. You could take the letters." "Well, I suppose I could. I did work for the post office once, and I still have my driver's license." "Give old Sid a ring in Pencaster," said Pat. "I'm sure he'll be able to fix it up. He'll be only too glad to get the post delivered on time. There's nobody could do it better than you. You know the way around as well as I do." "Well, it would make a nice change going out with the post. I'll give them a buzz right now." Sarah phoned Pencaster and fixed things up with Sid. "There we are. That's all fixed up," said Sarah. "Now, I wonder if Pat's hat will fit me. I'd not feel right without it." "Well, it's not too bad. It'll do." Sarah went to see that Pat was comfortably tucked up in bed, with a pot of tea and a good book. Then it was time for her to be off. "Better be on my way. Bye, Pat. Sid gave me the okay, so I'll be off. Have a nice rest. Hope your back feels better soon. Bye." Sarah was on her way. Jess didn't know what was going on. He stayed at home to keep Pat company and cheer him up. What a surprise Mrs. Goggins had when the post office door pinged and in walked Sarah. "Morning, Mrs. Goggins." "Morning, Pat," said Mrs. Goggins. "Oh, hello. What's happened to—" "Oh, it's Sarah. Where's Pat?" "He's hurt his back," said Sarah, "and has to stay in bed. I'm taking the post today. It's all arranged with Pencaster." "Oh, well, that's all right then," said Mrs. Goggins. "But poor old Pat with a sore back, all laid up. But it'll be a nice change for you. Well, I hope you like it." "I'm sure I will," said Sarah. "I'll manage all right." "Could you just ask Dorothy Thompson for a carrot cake recipe?" said Mrs. Goggins. "She promised it last week. Pat forgot." "Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Cheerio." Sarah was singing as she went on her way. Early in the morning she met P.C. Selby. "Morning, Pat." "Oh, what? Well, I'll be. Is it Sarah? Whatever are you doing with the post?" "Pat's laid up with a bad back." "Poor fellow. I had that once. It does hurt and all. Now, don't you worry about him. He'll soon be better. I'll pop in and see him later. Cheer him up a bit, like. Thanks for the letter. Bye." Sarah's next stop was the village church. "Hello? Anybody there?" "Morning, Reverend." "Bless me," said Reverend Timms. "What's happened to your voice, Pat?" "Oh, it isn't Pat. Is it you, Sarah? What a surprise. And a parcel, lovely. But where is Pat?" "Laid up with a bad back for the day." "Oh, the poor boy," said Reverend Timms. "I'll pop in and give him a game of chess. That'll keep his mind off it. And I'll tell him how well you're getting on with the post." "Thanks, Reverend. Cheerio." Sarah was on her way. At Thompson Ground, Dorothy Thompson was doing a special baking. "That sounds like Pat," she said. "Now, I wonder if he's forgotten. It'll be a nice surprise. Morning, Pat. I just thought you... Oh, it's Sarah." "Yes, Pat's in bed with a bad back, so I'm doing the post instead. There are lots of letters for you, Dorothy." "Pat with a bad back? Today, of all days." "Well, what's so special about today?" "Oh, you just wait and see, that's all. Only you'd better be on your way with all those letters to deliver. I'll not hold you up. Besides, I've been too busy to put on the kettle this morning." "Oh, yes. Well, I'll be off then. Goodbye." When Sarah called on Alf Thompson, he was walking across the yard with a very large parcel. All he said was, "Hello, Pat. I mean, Sarah. I'll just..." And then he dodged into the barn, and she never saw him again. "What is going on here?" said Sarah. "Folks are acting a bit peculiar. I wonder if they're always like this. I must ask Pat." Sarah was on her way. There was something going on at Granny Dryden's cottage as well. Granny Dryden was trying on her best hat. Sarah had a postcard for her. "Oh, that must be Pat with the post," said Granny Dryden. "Morning, Granny Dryden," said Sarah. "There's a card for you." "Goodness gracious, what are you doing with the post, Sarah? Have you done a job swap, or whatever they call it?" "Well, we have in a way, only Pat's isn't doing any job today, apart from lying in bed with a bad back." "A bad back? I had one once, before your time. I like your hat." "I'm only trying on to see if it fits," said Granny Dryden. "Is it new?" "Well, no. Yes, that is, no. It's a bit parky today. It's just to keep me warm, like. Well, you know what I mean. But I mustn't hold you back with all these letters to deliver. You'll be wanting to get back to see how Pat's getting on. Give him my love." "Yes, I'll be off then. Bye, Granny Dryden." "Everybody's rushing me on my way," Sarah said. "No time for a chat. Well, perhaps they'd rather have Pat for their postman after all." Sarah went all day, up and down the winding roads, delivering letters and parcels to the people of Greendale. At last it was time to head home. She was looking forward to telling Pat all the doings of the day. What a strange day it had been, and how had Pat been getting on? There was Jess, looking out for Sarah on the doorstep. "Hello, Jess. Have you been taking good care of Pat? Sarah called up the stairs. Hello, Pat, I'm home. Are you still in bed? There was no answer. Where could he be? It's me, Sarah. There was still no reply. Perhaps he's watching TV. Then the door flew open and a chorus of voices sang out, Happy anniversary! Anniversary? I thought everyone had forgotten. Did Pat remember after all? With a little help from his friends, said Granny Dryden. We all wanted you to have a special party as a big surprise. And the doctor says Pat's back is almost better, so he can join in. And your hat? Yes, it almost gave the surprise away, didn't it, said Granny Dryden, when you caught me trying it on. Have a slice of anniversary cake, said Dorothy Thompson. I can tell you I had a shock when I saw you coming with the post. You almost discovered the surprise. Well, I did smell baking, but you didn't give me time to ask about it. But you haven't finished the day's post, Sarah, said Pat. I surely have. No, there's one more parcel, and it's for you, Sarah. Happy anniversary, and thanks for everything, and for being such a marvellous wife. But that isn't the last parcel. There's another in the bottom of my bag. This one is for you, Pat. Happy anniversary to you as well, and thanks for being such a marvellous husband. And all our good wishes to you super post people, said Dr. Gilbertson. Let's all drink to the happy couple. Here's to Sarah and Pat. 3 cheers for everyone, said Pat. Thanks for a lovely surprise party. The end. Goodbye, Mila. Goodbye, Jack. I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.